So what brings you in today?
I need advice regarding some trust issues I'm having with my husband.
Okay. So tell me a little bit about what's going on.
Well, he'll tell me things and I just kind of doubt he's telling the truth.
Yeah.
And I just get kind of angry at him.
Yeah.
When he doesn't show up when he's supposed to or do what he's supposed to. He's like, he says something, he should do it.
Mhm.
And I just don't trust him.
Okay. Do you have any idea of where those kind of things might come from?
Well, my family's pretty much a mess, but when I was younger, my mom would say she'd show up at one time, but be horribly late or not show up at all.
Oh, wow.
So being on time and being where you say you're going to be is really important to me.
Right. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. That those are things that you would definitely have kind of triggers for or be really sensitive to. So I want to talk a little bit about your mom and kind of that experience because it seems like that's definitely a really big thing to you, and I think that might be playing a big part. So I guess tell me a little bit more about times that she kind of fell through or didn't give you that love or trust or whatever it was.
I mean, I didn't see her very often, maybe like twice a month, but if she didn't show up, that would take the number down to once a month or none a month.
Oh, wow. So
Basically,
you didn't, she wasn't involved in your life?
No. She'd make random appearances, show up and be happy, give me a bunch of crap for not being in my life, and then would be gone again.
Oh, no, yeah.
So.
Do you ever fear that same type of thing might happen with your husband, or?
Not really.
Not to that degree, at least.
It just kind of just ticks me off when he's late, because,
right.
I don't know, being on time and just, having the reputation of, being where you say you're going to be or doing what you say you're going to do is really important.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And those things have really made you have the value system that you have today because of that. So those are highly valued things. So what can he do to make you feel loved and safe and help your trust?
Maybe just get him to, give me updates more often if he's going to be late or, he's not able to get something that I asked him for.
Yeah.
Probably would help a lot. Just better communication between us and between what I need from him. Because he knows I have this issue, but he kind of lets the ball drop sometime regarding issues. So.
What was his kind of, I guess, childhood like as far as that? Was it different?
It was pretty stable. His mom and dad, his mom was an accountant, his dad is a veterinarian, so they've always had their stable family structure, and then his mom became accountant for his dad's business, so they're forever together in a unit.
Right. So for him, it's kind of like that love and that trust is a given, and for you, it's one of those things that it's almost like you have to earn it in a way, which is a weird thing. Are you a spiritual person at all? So it's kind of like that idea of grace, of that love and trust is freely given, and for you, it's going to be really a point of, okay, what's it going to take to get me there?
It has to be earned.
For you, it has to be earned, though. Yeah.
Because I've had with the trust issues kind of just stem into for people you have the 3 strike system. If you say you're gonna do something and then you don't do it, and then I keep waiting for you with my heart on the line waiting for you. It's not that extreme, but
absolutely.
if you're just pulling me around and just not showing up, it's painful.
Yeah.
So I go back to those moments when I was a little kid.
Absolutely.
And this is just kind of depressing.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So, I guess my question is, what exactly are you needing, or what do you think you can get out of coming here and talking me through it?
Just basic tips for how I can calm myself down if I start to get panicky, I guess.
Yeah, that makes sense. Do you worry logistically about whether do you have reason to believe that he would betray you, or?
Not really.
Okay, so you guys have a good,
Yeah.
healthy, stable relationship. Is that what you would say?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So really, it comes down to kind of your side of things and calming yourself down
Mm-hmm.
and working through those moments.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. So, what has worked for you before to reassure yourself?
Kind of just reassuring myself that my husband isn't my mom and that he'll be here
Right.
eventually, even if he's late. I just gotta let that, holding him to my time standard, I just gotta let that go because
Yeah, a lot of letting go.
there's a lot of variables that, there could be an accident, there could be a train, there could be a malfunctioning light.
Mhm.
Like, there's a whole slew of reasons why he might not be home when I want him home, might not be where he says he is when he says he's gonna be.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Those are great ways to kind of, flip your mind around and say, okay, I see myself going to the worst. And that is a choice, even though it's very subconscious, it's very deeply rooted, but, you can choose to redirect your mind in that way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what else?
It's just having better communication with my husband,
Right.
I guess getting confirmation that, hey, we're still on for this, or hey, can you make sure you get that, and I'll get his immediate response rather than asking him about it at 5 in the morning when he leaves for PT and expecting him to have it in hand when he comes home around 6 or 7,
Right.
and I have no communication with him during the day.
Do you find that the more you kind of push him, or not push him, but encourage him to help you with these things, does he come towards you, or does he kind of distance himself?
He comes towards, he understands, so it's basically just making him aware of if I'm struggling in that area or not.
Yeah, so this is definitely a place where we can really talk through and find exactly what it is that would make you feel better. Kind of a game plan of sorts. Yeah. So, what are things that he does that makes it significantly worse that give you those triggers?
Well, if we go, this is really petty, but if we go out
That's
for
okay.
lunch and he's like, yeah, I'll be there in 10 minutes, and he's like 30 minutes late,
Okay.
it's kind of like, I've been sitting here looking kind of stupid at a table waiting to order because you're late.
Mm-hmm. So, the actually sitting and waiting in a place, looking at your watch.
Yeah, if it's in public, it's a lot worse than just waiting at the house.
Mm-hmm. Is there a time that sticks out to you that happened with your mom?
Not really.
Just kind of the concept.
Mm-hmm. Just being on time is basically my number one, and then that stems into trust issues.
Mm-hmm.
Just trusting that I'll be on time, or trusting him for other stuff if he's not following through with other commitments.
Right. Yeah, I think that very tangible time of waiting is definitely a good place to start with him as far as getting on the same page.
Mm-hmm.
And it sounds like you're doing a great job just letting him know of those things, but maybe more specifically, maybe he meets there first and then you go, or, just little things like that.
Yeah, I think we've tried that, but then he's always pressed for time with his work schedule, so if he's waiting on me, I'm wasting his time. So it's easier for me to be the one waiting, even though that stinks, but it just makes sense.
Yeah, what are things that you can do to take your mind off of kind of memories that might come up while you're waiting?
Not panicking.
Maybe distracting yourself?
Yeah, having the iPhone helps because I can just read my Kindle or go on Facebook while I'm waiting, but you can only do that for so long before you look kind of creepy.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like that through this therapy there's going to be a lot of things that'll come up that I think we can definitely work through to kind of separate those two. You already know, okay, I know that he's not my mom, I know this isn't going to happen, but I think getting to a place where you really believe it and you don't have those triggers is something that we can work on.
Great.